So we're with Rob Scidmore, founder and CEO of Extreme Engineering Solutions, a very cool embedded technology company here in Middleton, Wisconsin. Rob, tell us a little bit about the history of the company, where you guys emerged out of, because you've had some phenomenal growth since you launched almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think we've all been hiding in the same industry for quite a while, the embedded computing industry. Emerson, which used to be right down the street, is where three of the founders cut their teeth. And learning, it was at the time it was called Hurricane, and we developed experience with working with customers in the embedded world with VME products and compact PCI products and actually multi-bus products, if you can remember back that far.
Yeah, yeah.
And we came from the Hurricane environment, and a handful of us, three of the founders, went off and started companies, individual companies. One was working with Amiga 500 hardware, and it ultimately ended up swerving into a business of morphing software, which is kind of interesting, which ultimately led to really bad sci-fi. And then one of the other founders, Brett Farnham, who went to the first founder being my brother Dave, and the other founder went to a company called VI, which eventually became SBS Technologies, and myself went off to a company called Sci, which was eventually purchased by SBS, and that all led up to about 2002, the telecom meltdown, and the world came to a screeching end for a lot of companies, and SBS wasn't immune. Madison being sort of a remote location, we were a nice location to shut down, a convenient location to shut down, and we all were unemployed. At one point, I think everyone in my family and everyone I know was unemployed, and so we chose not necessarily to stick with that, and I sat out for a little while. So I actually technically wasn't really a founder, but the 9 of the other founders came back and spent 6 months until my non-compete wore off, starting a new company called Extreme Engineering Solutions, which was born about 5 hours probably after the company was shut down in a local pub, which doesn't exist anymore either. Wow. So that's sort of the basic history of how we got from here. But there's a lot of experience we've had with selling and manufacturing custom-driven standard products around Intel, Freescale products, and other standard technologies in our market.